What's up, everybody? Back to Smoky Mountain Collegiate League Baseball. Got a matchup between BC Blue and the Bears. Bears top of the division right now at 11-0. Somebody trying to dethrone them and give them their first loss. BC Blue looking to be that team. So we started up. Matthew Swaggart got a swing and a miss on a McDavid fastball to start this game off. Rather colorful game on the field in front of you. Got the Bears in red and BC Blue in blue. Leads to both a colorful scoreboard and a colorful field. Second game of two. If you weren't around for the game that just ended, Cougars able to pick up their first one of the season. And McDavid picks up his first strikeout of the game right there on Matthew Swaggart. So one out for Balsley. But Balsley misses up. So 1-1 the count to Balsley. Balsley playing right field after playing shortstop for a game or two. So now know that he's quite the versatile athlete on the baseball field. Be Jackson McDavid's second start of the season. Already 1-0. Having pitched 6 innings, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs, all 3 earned. Already off to a good start here. Striking out the first BC Blue batter to come to the plate. But now with a little bit of trouble, fills the count at 3-2. The 3-2 coming from Jackson McDavid. He flied in the air to right center field and caught by Jackson. BC Blue players go down quickly for the first 2. Gonna be Ryan Deggs. Deggs starting in center field for BC Blue tonight. BC Blue coming off 2 back-to-back wins against BC White. After BC White able to take the first game of the series from them last week. Win came on Tuesday. BC Blue able to come back and win 2 in a row on them. Move themselves to 4-4. As Deggs takes strike 1. McDavid trying to hit every part of the zone, but mainly living outside these last couple of at-bats. It's a good way to establish yourself. But down 3-1. Gonna miss up, and Deggs is gonna walk. So a base runner for BC Blue here to start the game. Gonna bring up Christian Carlton, the DH. Played first base previously. Had one of the RBIs in the game on Wednesday. Was the first victory that BC Blue won on a walk-off. Actually, one of the crazier plays in that game. as Christian Carlton flew out to right center field. And Swaggart, who was on second, was able to come around and score. It was one of the craziest plays and the most interesting show of speed as Deggs takes off I've ever seen. So Carlton battling here down 1-2 with Deggs over at first base. McDavid missing low 2-2. As Carlton lines that ball in the right field, going to be caught by Jackson. BC Blue able to put up no runs in that first inning. We go to the bottom half. Scores 0. Bears coming up. Bay Griffin on the pitch for BC Blue, getting the start tonight. Griffin 0 for 1 of the season. She starts a curveball low on Jackson for ball 1. Griffin in his second game pitched sports a 12.25 ERA on just 4 innings pitched as Jackson lines that ball in the left field. So Bears out to a hot start. Got the leadoff runner on, as they do so often. Up next will be Compton, the center fielder, who's already had a couple plays out there on the defensive side. Takes strike 1 as we hear another rumble of thunder in the distance. Think it's going to miss us just south, but you never know. Now back-to-back hits as Compton hits that ball in the left field. So Griffin in a little bit of trouble. Runners on first and second. Bring up Logan Harbin. So we get a little bit of a talk of the mound between Collins. Most likely a discussion of signs with runners on second, as both teams try to prevent sign stealing. Mostly go to different signs with runners on second base. We had a set of pumps. Very complicated. Does that ball hit the Taylor? Only play is going to be the first. They're going to get a Harbin for the first out of the inning. The runner's going to move up to first and second and third. So good job to advance the runners there. As Kendall Catlett steps up in a big spot to put the Bears ahead early, already with 2 RBIs on the season. Catlett playing behind the plate. In all the games that I've commentated, has been a very good catcher behind the plate. Throw out a couple of runners and able to come up in the clutch, and there's a clutch hit right there. Ball off of Taylor out there. Going to be knocked down, maybe save them an extra run. But one run will come across. So we get a pinch runner for Catlett. Tough play there for Taylor. Think he would have beat that anyway, honestly. But score 1-0 Bears in this first inning. You're going to bring up the first baseman today, Cade Elliott. Fouls that off, bringing it to 1-1. Elliott also starts on the mound sometimes for the Bears. He's been very good on the mound. One of 2 Bears pitchers with multiple wins on the season. But also swings the lumber real well. Got a bit of a Shohei Ohtani type of vibe. Hasn't put a ton of balls out of the park. Actually, none on the season, but has quite a bit of power to the gaps. So we see it right there. Ball in the gap. Going to get down in front of Deggs. That'll score 1. The pinch runner for Catlett going to get into second, or into third, rather. That's what the Bears do very well. Situational hitting. So now a score of 2-0. Just this first inning for the Bears. It's a good off-speed breaking ball on the outside corner. Gonna get one across on Backus. Colby Backus starting in left field for the Bears today, looking to extend this lead. Runner still in scoring position at third as Elliott takes off. And he'll get in there with a stolen base. Elliott with some speed is already his 5th stolen base on the season. So not only can he hit, not only can he pitch, but he can run the bases as well. Count now 2-1 to Colby Backus. Did just see a lightning strike on the out of the corner of my eye. Not sure if that was a flash or a lightning strike, but umpire not able to see it. Not sure how far that is. Not sure if it's in the radius. As any lightning strike within the certain number of radius, not sure what it is off the top of my head, is a 30-minute delay. But we'll keep going. 2-2 the count. Backus calls time, controlling the mound, or the batter's box, rather. Can see darker clouds out in right field with some possible rain. Is that ball in the dirt? Going to require a throw from Collins over to first. Will be made for the second out. So a strikeout for Bay Griffin. Runners on second and third with only 2 outs. Going to bring up Peterson, who looks to keep this rally going for the Bears. Already put up 2 in this inning. And still knocking on that door for BC Blue. Runners on second and third. Runner on second is Cade Elliott. And then Kendall Catlett over there. Actually, a courtesy runner came in for Catlett, so don't have the official on who's over there. But 1-1 the count to Peterson. It's good. Swing and a miss there from Emery Peterson. Going to move him down to 1-2. And Griffin might be able to tightrope his way out of this inning and keep the damage at only 2. A good pitch, but just going to be pushed off the plate. Exactly what the Bears want to do here early. Put up some runs and make that pitch count go up for Bay Griffin. So that ball hit to the right-hand side softly. Going to take a good play from Bell. It'll be made for out number 3. So Bears put up 2 runs. The bottom of the first inning. Jackson and John Compton both coming in to score. We go to the top of the second inning. Scores Bears 2. BC Blue nothing. Milliken, Collins, and Taylor due up here for BC Blue in this half inning. Milliken starting at third base for BC Blue this evening. Now down in the count 0-2. 2 quick pitches from Jackson McDavid. Now 1-2 as these dark clouds come ever closer. Thought they were going to the right of us, but it's coming our way. And a big fastball on the outside corner from McDavid. It'll be strike 3. So picking up right where he left off is McDavid. Second strikeout of the game. Now he'll face Wyatt Collins. Collins, one of the consistent catchers for BC Blue. Up in the count in the driver's seat, now 2-0. Smashes that ball in the left field. But a good running play out there by Backus, going to be able to catch it. Man, that ball sounded great off the bat. But that's baseball. Hit the ball as hard as you want, but hit it right at people. So now 2 outs. And Taylor going to fly that ball out to center field for the 3rd out. So relatively quick inning after the Bears put up 2. A good 0 by McDavid. We go to the bottom of this 2nd inning. Scores 2-0 Bears. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Bears coming back up to the plate. Blake Corson finishing his last warm-up pitch, coming in for Bay Griffin, who pitched just the one inning, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. Corson making his 5th appearance, 1-0 in the season, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 runs, adding up to a .583 ERA. No strikeouts and 3 walks. He'll face the 8, 9, and 10 for the Bears. Slemp, Mamatas, and Cooley. A Slemp pops that one up. Going to be caught by Bell out there at second base for the 1st out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Corson. Perfect start for a relief pitcher. That'll bring up Mamatas. Matthew Mamatas, appearing in his 10th game. Swings through a slider from Corson. A bit of a change in velocity from Griffin to Corson. Corson a little bit slower a little bit more of a master of the off speed as that ball slapped into center field. Going to be caught by Deggs. And it's what you expect from somebody who pitches from a lower arm angle. Can always be very valuable to have someone like that on your team. And though Corson doesn't have the greatest of stats, has been good in the spots BC Blues needed him. So now Reese Cooley will step in, and Corson looking to make quick work of these Bears after they put up 2 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Corson going to find the outside corner. Reese Cooley making his 5th appearance on the year. He'll be EHing in this game. BC Blue was some action in the pen. Maybe Corson only a 1-inning reliever. As that ball hit down the line, going to kick up some chalk and get into that left field corner. Cooley rounding second. A hard turn, but going to think otherwise. He'll be on there with a double to start this inning. She'll bring up Quinn Rooks. An opportunity to extend this Bears lead with the way McDavid's been pitching. Have to think that doesn't need a lot of runs, but will always take extra runs. He'll ground the ball hard to the shortstop, Taylor. Makes the throw over to Slowinski at first. Had to make a jump catch, but able to get his foot back on the base in time to end the inning. So nothing doing with that Reese Cooley double. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Bears still up 2-0. Top of the 3rd inning coming up. Going to be Drew Slowinski to lead him off the inning for BC Blue. McDavid will start off with a fastball. It's going to miss for ball 1. McDavid working quite quickly. Only allowed the 1 base runner in 2 innings. That was a walk to Ryan Deggs. Slowinski breaks his bat, chopping the ball to Elliott over at first base. He'll wave to his pitcher and step on first for the first out. Going to bring up Owen Yvonne. EHing tonight for BC Blue, but has been a hero before. Was the hero against BC White, the game where BC Blue had to walk it off in 7. So looking to be a hero once again and get something started here for BC Blue. We'll see if McDavid comes with a off speed here. I haven't seen a lot of the breaking stuff from McDavid here yet. Again with the fastball, going to miss outside 2-2. So the wind starts to blow a little bit harder and these darker clouds start to come in. No rain just yet. Hit hard to the right-hand side. Going to be caught by Elliott for the second out of the inning. So 2 relatively quick outs for BC Blue. McDavid trying to sit them down in order for the second inning in a row. Going to bring up Mason Bell. Not to be confused with Colin Bell, who plays for BC Whites. Had a discussion with them earlier during the light delay of the last game on Thursday to clear things up, make sure I knew who was who. They made sure to tell me. Mason Bell tying this count up at 2-2. The 2-2 coming in for McDavid. Gonna be fouled off. Good job from Bell to foul off the breaking ball. Lots of 2s on that board. 2-2, 2 outs. The Bears up 2-0. And a good fastball going to catch that outer third for strike 3. So McDavid's third strikeout of the game comes in his third inning of work. 1 strikeout per inning. If you go to the bottom of the third inning, Bears up 2-0. Home half of the third going to bring up the Bears' top of the lineup. Be Jackson, Compton, and Harbin to face Blake Corson on for a second inning of work. Corson, who didn't have much trouble in the previous inning, only the one hit, the double to Reese Cooley with 2 outs. As Jackson hits that ball to the right field, Balsley, and he's going to drop that. It's going to come off his glove. And into second base is going to be Jackson. So Jackson on for the second time today. And up steps John Compton, who also has a single on the day, singled in the first inning. Jackson doing a lot of bouncing over there at second base. Corson with not the fastest delivery to the plate. Jackson trying to time him up as best he can. As Corson steps off. Henry Jackson with 2 stolen bases on the season. He's 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts. And there he goes. That ball going to get to the backstop, and Henry Jackson coming around. Going to require a good play from Collins. Corson with the tag, not going to get it on there in time. Jackson able to come around and score. A good show of speed from the Bears' right fielder. Now they count 3-0 to John Compton. Score now 3-0 Bears, who have taken early leads on everybody they've played so far. Still with no outs, John Compton going to walk. Reminder, they're 11-0 on the season. Top of this Smoky Mountain Collegiate League. And if they keep this up, are a good bet to be the number 1 seed in this league as we go into the playoffs. So Logan Harbin, the Bears' third baseman, is Compton going to try to steal. Call the play dead because the ball came in and hit Harbin. Little unfortunate for Compton as he would have had that base. Would have been Compton's second stolen base on the season. But instead, Harbin hit by pitch and going to bring up Kendall Catlett, the catcher. Bit of a alliteration there. Kendall Catlett, the catcher. 1 for 1 on the day. Singled in that first inning. Brought home one of the 2 runs that were scored. Looking to do it again. Catlett with 2 RBIs on the season. The one in the first inning made it 3. And now here he is looking for 4. Swings through a good off speed on the outside corner from Corson. Seems like every pitch out of Corson's hand is going to run a little bit away from right-handed batters as both runners take off, and they'll have it easily. So a double steal. But John Compton and Logan Harbin at second and third, the 2-2 count, and Kendall Catlett And a good spot to grab another RBI in the season. Now multiple. So he gets that ball up the middle. Gonna go to Bell, who's gonna make the play at first for the first out. One run will come in to score. And 4-0 the score now. Gonna bring up Cade Elliott, the first baseman, who made quite the athletic play on the line drive over to him earlier in the game. Had to go back on it for a little bit. Elliott with 2 RBIs on the season himself. Any ball in play, maybe aside from the third baseman Milliken, would score a run. Logan Harbin, the runner over at third base. Harbin with 2 stolen bases, so has some speed. One in this game already. He came on a double steal a few minutes ago. Now at 2-1 with 1 out. Cade Elliott serves that ball into center field. Dag's going to come under it, but I think it'll be too deep. It will. And Harbin comes in to score. Elliott gets his second RBI of the day. Score's now 5-0. The Bears doing what they do best, putting on runs. That is how they've propelled themselves to the top of this league. Do it with such great efficiency. And now Colby Backus going to take ball 1. Base is cleared now. Backus trying to start something up, restart the fire. Corson getting ahead in the count 1-2. 3 runs in this inning that have moved the score to 5-0 Bears. The middle game of 3. If you stay tuned, later we'll get the Copperheads versus BC White. As that ball is swung through, a good breaking ball. Backus wanted to send that one to the moon. Swung right over top of it. So, 3 runs rather come across in that inning. Bears extend that lead. They now lead at 5-0. Top of the order for BC Blue. Going to bring up Swaggart, Balsley, and Deggs. Swaggart, the left fielder, already struck out on the day, one of McDavid's 3 strikeout victims. McDavid looking to put up another 0. Hasn't allowed a base runner since the first inning. As I say that, brings the count to 3-1. So I'll stop talking about that. As Swaggart walks. A good pitch from McDavid to start things off against Balsley, the right fielder who saw a ball pop out of his glove in the last inning. Now down 0-2. McDavid just pounding that outside corner with that fastball, and BC Blue has had no answer to it yet. There's the answer right there, back up the middle. So first hit of the game, breaking up the no-hitter in this 4th inning. Swaggart to second on the Balsley single. Going to pick up Ryan Deggs. The center fielder already had some action out there. A lot of balls hit the Deggs in center field. McDavid starts the at-bat just the same. A first pitch fastball on the outside corner. McDavid in some hot water for the first time in this game. The first time BC Blues had a runner on second. 1-1 the count to the BC Blue center fielder. As Swaggart takes off. Going to be hosed. Throw to second. Going to be in time for a double play. So Swaggart trying to steal the base. McDavid able to step off and make the throw. And just like that, the 2 base runners in this inning have been cut down. And now Deggs facing a 1-2 count. A little bit of a rally killer for BC Blue. The 1-2 coming from McDavid. Gonna miss up. McDavid, who was in a little bit of hot water, able to get himself out of the jam to start. Now has Deggs with 2 strikes and gets him swinging on the breaking ball in the dirt. So after 2 runners reach to start the inning, they both get cut down, and the Bears able to get out of it. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bears still up 5-0. Bottom of this fifth inning to start. It's Corson now to the bench. BC Blue brings a new pitcher in. He'll face Peterson, Slemp, and Mamatis. Peterson 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman. One of the few Bears players who hasn't reached, and right as I say that, singles into right field. So a leadoff single for the Bears. Gonna bring up Landon Slemp, who watches the ball in the dirt for ball one. Slemp popped out to Mason Bell over there at second base. Kind of 1-1. Peterson with no stolen bases on the season. Slip grounds that ball to the right-hand side. Going to go check to second. Not going to get him. And going to make a quick turn. Fire that ball over to first base. Out number 1. So Emery Peterson able to get to second. Then we got Matthew Mamatis, one of the few home run hitters in this league. Has one of the season came in the first week. Led off one of the Bears games with a loud home run in the left at Sevier County High School. So runner takes off. And in there without a throw is Peterson. So after mentioning Peterson had no stolen bases, goes out and gets one. Mamatis looking to make this 6-0. in this fourth inning. Jackson McDavid absolutely shoving on the mound. Made the count 2-2. BC Blue infield now coming in to cut this run down at the plate. Fastball off. Field the count at 3-2. Mamatis, the average leader on the Bears, does exactly that. Hits that ball in the right field. A diving play out there. Going to make the catch is Balsley. And coming in to score, it's going to be Peterson. So 6-0 now. With 2 outs in this fourth inning. Mamontes able to get that ball deep enough. Thought that was going to get down, but a good play by Balsley. A good slider to start off this at bat against Reese Cooley. Back-to-back fastballs coming in rapid succession. And now down 0-2. Fastball 3 straight times. Sets Cooley down on strikes. And that'll conclude the bottom of this fourth inning. Going to the top of the fifth. BC Blue now tracing a bigger deficit. Bears lead by 6. Top of 5, McDavid's still on the mound. And still rolling through this BC Blue team. Now trail by 6. He'll face Christian Carlton, Bo Milliken, and Wyatt Collins in this inning. Fires a fastball in there to knot it up at ones. Carlton looking for his first hit of the ball game. Check swings. So 1-2 the count. 4 strikeouts, 1 in each inning for McDavid. Make that 5. 1 for each inning he's pitched. Got to bring up Bo Milliken, one of the other 5 strikeout victims. McDavid trying to pound that outside corner. Been really good at finding it. And props to Catlett for setting up correctly. Love to see when catchers steal a few pitches. So 1-1. As Milliken grounds it to Slemp. Makes the easy throw over to Elliott for the second out of this inning. And BC Blue in danger of going down 1-2-3 once again. I've already done it twice in this game. Now Wyatt Collins, the catcher for BC Blue, going to step up and take strike one. So 1-1 the count now to Collins. Collins, a .312 hitter for BC Blue. Takes strike two. Making his sixth start of the season. Most of those have been behind the plate. Takes a good pitch in the dirt from McDavid. Check swung. McDavid really wanted him to chase that, and Collins almost obliged. So he grounds this one to Slemp once again. So back-to-back plays for Slemp. Require no trouble for Elliott over at first base. 1-2-3. Go BC Blue for the third time in this game. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Bears still up by 6. Eleven, 1-2 coming up for the Bears as the Bears have 2 extra hitters, making them bat 11. Going to be Quinn Rooks to start the at-bat, start the inning. He'll take strike one. Rooks fouls off strike two. Rooks hitting .286 on this season. Playing catcher and first base, not bad numbers at all. But the one that stands out is the .565 on-base percentage. That's second on the Bears team. Right as I start to praise him, goes down on 3 pitches to start this inning off. So Rooks 0 for 2 on the day. Then we got Henry Jackson, who watches a fastball. Same spot 3 times, or 4 times now. This finally comes inside for a fastball, but same results. 0 and 2. Henry Jackson, 1 for 2 on the day, singled and was the recipient of an error by the right fielder Balsley. Play that saw Balsley run down to the line, but just pop right out of his glove, maybe caught the heel or something. But scored both times. And this time, singles up the middle. Big, good play from Bell. As Jackson was rounding the base, looking to get a good round of the base. Almost able to get him. Good play by Bell to even get out there. Thought that ball was surely meant for center field. But Henry Jackson on for the 3rd time today. Jackson already with 1 stolen base on the day, making that 3 on the season and hasn't been thrown out since. Snap throw back to first, going to be back in time. We have John Compton. Compton hitting below 200 on this season. But an on-base percentage of .350. So a lot of walks and a lot of other ways on for Compton. So the count moves to 2 and 2. Compton been hit by a pitch 5 times. So quite a few times on for Compton. The painful way. He'll swing through strike 3 for the second out. He'll be out. Runner moves to second. Compton trying to stay a little bit longer at first to see if maybe the umpire wouldn't notice. But that'll be his first time out on the day. Was previously 1 for 1 with a walk. Gonna be Logan Harbin. Now with 2 outs, Harbin trying to extend this lead for the Bears. Already up by 6 in this 5th inning. But Harbin also looking for his first hit. Subbing into the outfield would surely score Henry Jackson. Jackson, who has already showed off some speed and may even try to take third base as he did in the 3rd inning. That ball to the backstop. Kicked right out of Collins' glove. And now Jackson to third base. Harbin reached once in the 3rd via the hit by pitch. And then was part of a double steal. Eventually coming in from the sac fly from Cade Elliott. Was hitting in that inning that the Bears put 3 on the board. Swings through an off speed to end the inning. So back-to-back zeros on the board. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Bears still up 6-0. Top of the sixth inning, going to bring up Braden Taylor, the BC Blues shortstop. Swings through. Strike one. Taylor quite busy at shortstop in this game. Had a couple of innings where he made multiple outs. But now looks to get on base and start something for BC Blue as they trail by 6 in the sixth inning. McDavid still on the mound for the Bears. Going on sixth inning strong. Braden Taylor with only the one hit on the season. Looking to make it 2 here. Walked twice in his last game. Came against BC White on Thursday. So he watches a fastball on the corner for strike 3. A good spot for that. Be out number 1. And McDavid's 6th strikeout of the game. That ball hit right up the middle. Had McDavid jumping out of the way. So one pitch and one hard single up the middle for Juice Lewinsky, who now reaches with 1 out. Bit of a wrinkle in McDavid's day so far. Only 2 hits on the day and 4 base runners total. Has been nothing short of amazing. Count now even on the EH Owen Yvonne. Takes ball 2. Light starting to come on here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, which is a welcome sight if you were present in the game between BC Blue and BC White on Thursday. Bit of a mix-up with the ground screw. Couldn't quite get the lights on. So that ball grounded to Harbin at third. Only played a first. You get out number 2. Slawinski at second on the ground nut from Owen Yvonne. Gonna be at Mason Bell. Mason Bell, who had made a great play out at second in the last inning. Ball that had absolute eyes for center field. He was able to range over behind second base, make the play, but not able to get the out. Mason Bell 0 for 1 of the day. Not a lot of at-bats to go around for this BC Blue team. Everybody with about 2. Mason Bell had struck out in his last at-bat, but looking to change his fortunes here. Get something started. Mason Bell with a .421 on-base percentage, so gets on base quite a lot. Good at grinding out at-bats and working his way on. Seven walks on the season will do just that. So knowing what pitches to take and not to take, a bit of a forte here for Mason Bell. One of the highest on-base percentages on this BC Blue team. calls time, steps out. Jackson McDavid not getting the sign he wants, taking his own time out there on the mound. The 2-2 going to miss outside. Didn't catch enough of the plate for McDavid. Move the count full 3-2. What I just mentioned with Mason Bell, grinding out at-bats. Another example of it here, looking for his 8th walk of the season. Runner takes off. Throw by Catlick, gonna get there, but not be in time. As Slawinski takes third. And Bell walks once again. Walk number 8 on the season. An absolute absurd amount of walks here in the early going. Only 8 games played for Bell. So 8 walks in 8 games. Going to bring up Matthew Swaggart. Runner takes off. Throw not going to be in time. As Mason Bell. Another stolen base. Fifth stolen base of the season, only caught stealing once. So the runners on second and third with 2 outs. It's McDavid in a bit of hot water. One of the only times, actually the only time, BC Blue has a runner on third. The count moves 3-1 to Matthew Swaggart. Swaggart looking for his second time on. First one came via the walk in the 4th. Swings through the fastball, strike 2. So full count. 3-2, 2 outs. And BC Blue trailing by 6 here in the 6th inning. McDavid will ground that ball to Slemp at shortstop, who will make the play and keep a 0 on the board for McDavid. So 6 shutout innings for McDavid. Going to bring the Bears back up to the plate. Maybe looking to extend their lead. They lead by 6 going to the 6th inning. Bo Milliken coming on. in this 6th inning. Milliken, who was previously the third baseman, going to face Kendall Catlett to start the inning off. Kendall Catlett with 2 RBIs on the day. Big day at the plate for him. Singled in the 1st inning. Scored Henry Jackson. Then grounded out in the 3rd. That produced an RBI as well. So 1-2 to him. Milliken looks to put up a 0 and keep some hopes alive for BC Blue, who trail by 6, would be going to the top of the 7th inning. Absolutely breezing through this game at about an hour and a half. A good pitch by Milliken, going to get strike 3 from Catlett. Strikeout number 1 for Milliken. The first strikeout on the day for Catlett. As Elliott hits that ball hard in the right field, but Balsley able to catch the sinker for out number 2. Ball was sinking absolutely quickly, as it does the left-handed hitter hitting the ball in the right field. So 2 relatively quick outs for Milliken. Going to bring up Colby Backus, the left fielder for the Bears tonight. Back-to-back off-speed breaking pitches by Milliken, absolutely devastating, producing 2 straight swings and misses from Backus. Backus, who's 0 for 2 on the day, both coming from the strikeout. One of the few Bears not to reach base, and watches strike 3 on the outside corner. So a quick 1-2-3 inning, something the Bears aren't used to. Go to the top of the 7th inning. BC Blue trying to claw themselves out of this hole. Score 6-0. So as this top of the 7th begins for BC Blue, they trail by 6. And on comes Justin Mize, making his 7th appearance for the Bears. 2 wins, all from the bullpen. 12 innings pitched, 1 save. Only 4 runs allowed, 3 of them earned, 8 strikeouts to 1 walk. So it doesn't allow a lot of base runners. Almost your perfect relief pitcher to come in. That's really carried the Bears to a couple of their wins. He'll face Balsley, Deggs, and Carlton. That ball back to him. Going to be stabbed for out number 1. So Ball's not able to catch a break there. Hits the ball hard, but right at Mize for the first out. Now Ryan Deggs chops the ball foul to the backstop. Deggs, who made his Smoky Mountain debut this week, or last week rather, supposed to play on that last Monday that got rained out. Had one unofficial hit on that. When that game concludes, it'll become official, but has the one hit there. Now softly lines that ball in the right field. And Jackson makes the catch. 2 quick outs for Mize. BC Blue down to their final out. The Bears trying to cap off what would be their 12th win of the season. Haven't lost yet and don't look like anyone's going to stop them yet. So we look ahead to the next game. Got BC White versus the Copperheads, one of their many matchups. Upwards of 5 times, possibly more. Off the top of my head, can't count them all. So that'll be an interesting game. 2-0 to Carleton. And Mize comes back with a curveball. Strike 1. Mize pumps the fastball up and then brings back the curveball whenever he so pleases. A lot of break and significantly slower than that fastball, which is why he has so many more strikeouts to walks. As Carleton slaps that ball in the right field, going to get down in front of Jackson. And BC Blue in a little bit of business here. Runner on first in this 7th inning. Carleton's first hit of the ball game. Going to bring up Bo Milliken, who was just pitching last half inning. Had a great performance, put up one of the only zeros on the board against the Bears. That ball popped straight up. Mamatis calling everybody else off. And that'll be out number 3. So a dominant performance from this Bears pitching staff. McDavid goes 6 innings, and Mize comes in to get the save. Moving the Bears to 12-0. An absolutely absurd number. Won all 12 of their games to start the season. Doesn't look like anyone's going to stop them yet. So that'll wrap it up for this game. Final score 6-0 Bears. If you stick around, Copperheads BC White will be starting shortly. Stay tuned for that one. But in terms of this game, that'll end the stream. Score 6-0 Bears, getting their 12th victory of the season, moving the BC Blue to 4-1 or 4-5. Thank you everybody for tuning in.